Zoran Mamdani has emerged as a landmark figure in American politics. Mamdani's recent victory in the New York City mayoral election signals much more than a single electoral win. As demographics shift and progressive voices push for change, Mamdani represents both a symbolic and substantive break from the past, challenging the stereotypes. But let's tell you all about Zoran Mamdani, particularly his Indian connection. Mamdani was born to Indian origin parents Mira Nair and Mahmood Mamdani in Kampala of Uganda. He moved to New York with his family at the age of 7 and was mostly raised in America. But his Indian heritage has figured in media coverage and his personal narrative too. Mamdani, for example, quoted India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru in his victory speech and also celebrated with Bollywood music.
Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance.
But why is his win so historic? Before contesting for the mayoral election in New York City, the 34-year-old used to actually compose and produce rap music. So he's grown from that to become New York City mayor.
Even your nyumba's not too far. You're meeting someone, this trip is even cheaper than sambusa. He'll take you where you go and just accept the offer. Otherwise, get ready to tambura. Cause everybody knows he got the best taxi with the best backseat, with room for all your luggage and your own sufi. Well, it's the truth, why don't you sit and see?
He was elected to the New York State Assembly in 2020, identifies himself as a democratic socialist and campaigned on several factors: affordability, housing, transit and social justice issues. It resonated with the people of New York. So why does this win matter so much? Well, Zoran Mamdani is the first Muslim, first person of South Asian and Indian origin. Also, he's the youngest mayor of New York City in its history. His win also points to a generational and ideological shift in which working class voters, immigrant communities and younger demographics have played decisive roles. And then there's the M factor. Practicing Muslim in US politics is a factor that makes this win special. Mamdani's victory comes amid rising Islamophobia in America, and it shows how a candidate with Muslim identity combined with a strong grassroots platform can actually overcome entrenched bias and high-profile opposition. The M factor here doesn't just mean being Muslim. It means leveraging community identity, authenticity and progressive values developing in the United States. As far as India goes, Mamdani, as I said, has celebrated his heritage. But politically, he's also been openly critical of Prime Minister Modi and the BJP, accusing them of promoting intolerance and eroding India's pluralism. He even made a comment about Gujarat, saying that Gujarat has been wiped out of a certain community. And then politically, he's also fighting it out with Trump. It's sparked several controversies in America. Mamdani's campaign and win did not come without backlash. President Donald Trump supported Andrew Cuomo against Zoran Mamdani in a post on his Truth Social account. He publicly criticized Mamdani, warning that his leadership would be disastrous, as he put it, for New York City. Trump earlier also made a comment in an interview that he would cut federal funding to New York City if Mamdani wins the election. And in response, here's what Mamdani had said in his victory speech to Trump.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
But besides Trump, Mamdani was also the target of significant Islamophobic and nativist sentiment online and in public discourse. Zoran Mamdani's triumph is more than a single electoral milestone. It's a statement about representation, about shifting political dynamics and the possibilities for new leadership in diverse societies. While he now faces a very real challenge of governance, his victory sends across a clear message of progressive vision and grassroots support to reshape political landscapes.